Let's get right to this lesson. We're going to learn some easy, basic scales today on the 4-string bass guitar. And you might ask, dude, man, why should I waste my time learning scales? Well, so you can be a better bass player, for one, so you can get more gigs, so you can make more money, so other musicians will have more respect for you as a knowledgeable bassist. There's a few good reasons right there. So let's get right into it. I'm going to show you a few scales, very basic scales, real quick, and show you easy ways to get into some other scales too. All right, here we go. I'm just going to adjust my camera. Don't go away now. Okay, so first of all, it's good to know your strings. You have to know the strings. Get to know the strings. E is your big low string. A, D, and G. E, A, D, G. Okay. Now, we're going to start with a major scale because C major is like the gold standard for learning music. So, and there's several reasons for that, but I don't need to bore you with that right now. So C major, this is a C, so you got the A string, A, B, C. So you start with the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So for any major scale, you're going to go a whole step, and a whole step is 2 frets. So the major scale goes whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So it's 2 whole steps, 1, 2, a half step, and then 3 whole steps, 1, 2, 3, and another half step. So whole, whole, half, whole, half. That's your scale right there, all right? Now, I'm going to show you this going up the strings because that's the easiest way to play it. But you should learn it going up each string. Like from here, it's going to be whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now there's your C. Up here, this is your C octave. Down here, this is your C octave down here, okay? Same note, just a higher pitch, that's all. Okay, so that's good. It's good to practice it both ways, and eventually you're going to want to practice it where you're going up to different strings, right? And go all the way up on different strings, adding strings, but for now we're just going to do. Okay, so that's the major scale. Now if I started on this C, you got E, F, G, A, B, C. If I started on this string, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So that's the whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Same thing. Same shape, same notes. Now from here, if you wanted to continue on, you can go from your octave, and the whole scale that we just played repeats itself up here. Of course, here I'm running out of strings going this way, so I'd have to go. Alright, so now that you have the C major scale, I would say the next most important and one of the most used scales is the minor scale. So from the same point, the C, we're going to go whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So if you look at this, as far as shapes, that's a good way to learn scales. Just remember the shapes. You don't even have to think whole step, half step, and all that nonsense. Just remember the shapes. And then you can do it this way. Just to kind of get used to doing that once in a while. That would be good. Okay, the next scale, that's some C minor we just looked at there. So another popular scale, well, this one maybe not so much. It's the same as the major scale. It's called the dominant, except up here it has a flatted seventh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the major is 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where the major goes. The dominant goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got that flatted seventh. It's not as happy sounding as the major scale, which is cool, and I like using it. I use it on a lot of chords. That's 1, 3, 7 chord there with the dominant. Okay, so that's the dominant scale. That's a good one to know. Now, one of my favorite scales that I use is a blues scale. So it's going to go 1 up to a minor third rather. Minor third. The fourth is the same note in both the major and the minor and the blues scale, and then it's going to go a half step, another half step, and then it's going to go up to here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 octave. I like the blues scale. I use it on a lot of stuff. Sometimes I sneak it in over majors, but that's probably a no-no in the music world. It fits over minors pretty good because it's got that minor third. So just that's a great scale. Let's take a look at the major pentatonic next. So the major pentatonic is basically a major scale, but it's kind of outlining the shape. So the shape of the major is here, and that's the major pentatonic. So it's 1, 2, 3. It goes up to the 5, and then to the 6, and then the octave. So you're leaving out all this middle stuff. And the major and minor pentatonics are really used a lot in popular music, and especially guitar soloists and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool to make up. So, like if you're doing a solo or something, pentatonics are a good way to go. So once again, the major is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we're going to leave out these middle notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then rather than calling it a 4, you're going up to the 5, the 6, and then the octave. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, octave. So that's the major pentatonic. Now let's look at the minor pentatonic. Okay, the minor pentatonic scale. It's going to go off the C again, up to the minor. It's kind of outlining the minor scale, except when it gets to the fifth, it's not doing that six. It's going to the fifth, not the sixth. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's your root, minor third, fourth, fifth. That's a minor seventh, and octave. Root, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, octave. I'm pretty sure you can hear that jet noise going over my head. I live near a military base. Isn't that a joy? Okay, root, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, octave. Easy, right? You know, it might seem complicated at first, but I know you guys can get it. It's not that bad. It takes a little time and practice remembering the shapes. But once again, just remember those shapes. Like if I was starting on a G, it's going to do the same thing up to there. And then if I wanted to extend it, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it, guys. Minor pentatonic. All right, guys. I hope you got something out of that. That was some very basic scales and probably the most used scales in modern music. I mean, you can get into all kinds of harmonic minors and all this other stuff. You don't have to do that. You can. I mean, if you really want to get deep into music, go for it, baby. It's something I typically don't use, but I'm not the greatest bass player in the world either, so what do I know? Anyway, what I do know is these scales work for me, and I hope they work for you too. All right, guys, take it easy. Dude Man checking out.